Okay, so welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Amanda. I am from getalifeatsea.com and I am a cruise employment specialist here with Heather Hawthorne, CEO, founder of Page Marine Cruise. Heather has been in the marine recruitment industry for over 25 years and has been listed as one of Princess Cruises' authorized recruitment partners, really for how many years, Heather? I mean, I guess over 10, really.
Oh, I think with Princess alone, it's over 15, and with many of the other cruise lines, even longer.
Awesome. So, everyone who's joining us, you are obviously somebody who really, really knows her stuff when it comes to marine recruitment, cruise ship recruitment. And so this video, we're going to be focusing on interview tips that you have for potential cruise ship candidates. So let's talk about the interview process first. Or actually, you know what? Before we even get into interviews, let's get into applications. Let's talk about applications. What are some tips that you have for candidates applying to cruise lines via a recruitment partner such as yourself or to the cruise line directly?
I have a couple of tips. Mm-hmm. The first is if the ad that you're responding to or the position that you're applying for is not relevant to any of your experience, there really is no need to apply. Mm-hmm. It is irritating to place an ad that we need a certain amount of experience in a particular field and then have somebody apply for that position who has no relevant education or experience in that area. Okay. So do your homework, make sure you're applying for something you are qualified for.
Awesome. And in your experience, generally speaking, like let's talk about Princess, for example, how many years of relevant experience are they hoping for with most positions to start with?
With Princess, they primarily always require at least 2 years of experience in a relevant position, not on a ship, but in a shore position. So if you're applying for a retail position on board, then you need 2 years of retail experience, not necessarily at a grocery store, but something for similar products that they sell on board, which tends to be clothing, souvenirs, tourist type things, giftware.
Awesome. Okay, great. And so obviously you have opened thousands of resumes over your years of recruitment experience. I have as well. What are some things you really, really, really want to see on someone's resume?
I very quickly want to see the position they're applying for and the relevant experience. I don't need a 12-page resume. I need a resume that I can quickly peruse and see, this candidate has some interesting background that's relevant to the position he or she is applying for.
Great. And so, I guess what you're saying is, keep the resume short, 1 to 2 pages, and have that specific job objective in that first line. And actually, I just did a blog post on this recently about the number one thing not to put in that objective, and I had the word any. Is that something that you agree with?
Yes, I think it's fair to apply, say, for a cruise staff position and add or any other position I may be suitable for. Because when I'm perusing a resume, I'm looking at things beyond the position you might have applied for. Perhaps you are a photographer, but you've got extensive videographer experience as well. I may not have a photographer position open, but I might have a videographer position. Or you might have applied for a purser position with a hotel background, but I see that you've got the kind of retail background that I'm looking for. Right. So we'll look at your resume, and believe me, we want to help you find a job. That's our job. So if we can see something, we will definitely keep you in mind for more than one position.
Okay. So put the specific objective, and then if you want to put any to, make the resume sort of more open, then you can put any other position as you see fit or as applicable.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, open to other opportunities.
Awesome. What about cover letters? How important or not important are those?
Mixed, really. Depends on the position. Certainly for more senior level positions, I like a cover letter because it can summarize sometimes a very diverse background. For most entry-level positions, it isn't really necessary, other than to perhaps point out something specific that you would not be available for a certain period of time, or that you've known somebody on the cruise line in this role, or something like that. But most of the time, it's a very quick glance on our part at the office. We're focusing on the resume.
Awesome. Let's talk about contact information. What exact contact information do you want to see on someone's resume? And off of that as well, what page should the contact information be on?
I think all agencies now really rely primarily on email as our first and preferred method of contact. So an accurate email address that you're not going to change next week, because if you send me an email saying you've changed your email, I have to dig through, try to find your resume or find your email. We get hundreds per day. It's better to have one that you are dedicating to this, and make sure that it has an appropriate name as your email address. There's some very odd ones out there.
Right, yes. I have seen some interesting ones. I guess if you don't want to be known as hot chick, whatever, then maybe it's time to... Yeah, a professional email. And a lot of these services are free, Gmail, whatever, are free. And I think we were talking before about, making sure that your email is going to accept certain emails coming in, because I know certain cruise lines have really large servers, and certain emails don't tend to work very well when it comes to getting contact back.
Yes, we run into that actually quite often. Another contact that we want beyond email now is your Skype address, because we quite often will do interviews by Skype. You want your cell number, if that's the phone number you use the most, and your phone number as a backup, or whichever phone number you are primarily using.
Yeah.
And please have a message on your phone.
Yeah.
And I hate having to listen to 2 minutes of your music when I'm trying to listen.
So yeah, appropriate phone number, first point of contact, and then appropriate messages. When you're job searching, maybe don't have you and your buddies screeching to whatever music. Change your message. And I guess that goes as well for things like, and we'll probably get into this in a future video, things like social media accounts. Like maybe clean up your Facebook, clean up your social media platforms. So thank you so much, Heather, for joining us and providing all this amazing information from your perspective as to what cruise ship candidates need to do with regards to their applications and resumes. We will be doing an interview soon. Our next video will be on interview tips from you, so I'm sure all my followers will look forward to that. So thanks again, Heather, for joining us. And if you do want more information on upcoming videos as well, you can check out my site at www.getalifeatsea. Thanks again.